Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. We're alive. Yay. Alrighty. It's 8 o'clock, and I am Yolanda Grier, and I am an artist and an author. And tonight I am hosting my very first live art show. I don't have a roadmap for this, for getting started. And that's a beautiful thing because then I get to kind of create. I created how I wanted this to flow. And at the end, of course, we always go back to determine what worked, what didn't work, what we could do better, what we could do differently. But right now, I'm just glad to be here and to share an evening with you, art, creativity, and love and joy and wholeness and healing. So I give it a couple of minutes for people to join the live, and then we going full steam ahead. Thank you so much for all who are here, all who are coming, and for everyone who's going to watch the replay. Alrighty. So the flow for the night is I'm going to talk about the journey to painting and healing, and we're going to show the art in its original form and talk about the website, how to access the website, and steps going forward if you want to order anything tonight. We're going to hang out, we're going to have fun, um, and then we're going to watch. We're going to watch it all work and come together because certainly it's all connected. So, again, I'm Yolanda Grier. I'm an author and an artist. My website is yolandagreerart.com. And on that website, you will find um, prints of my art. You'll be able to order prints of my art. You will also be able to order books that I've written. And we're going to go further into what that means and what that looks like as we go throughout the evening. And we're going to have giveaways and just kind of have a conversation and just have fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started. It's 8:04. And again, welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone who's watching, um, everyone who's on the way. And certainly, if you are watching the replay, just hashtag replay to let me know that you were here. Alrighty. So, my journey to painting actually began with just drawing and painting as a little girl, like most of us do, and just not letting that get too far away from me as I grew up. I really stayed on the side of journaling and adding images and color. And it was during that process in which I was doing art journaling that I had a great attachment to the backgrounds of the journal, which is just the abstract look of the painting before I added words or images. And instead of forcing myself to add anything onto those pages, I just allow myself to enjoy that particular process and then to abstract anything I wanted out of all of the mixing all of those colors together. And one day I realized that this is where my heart seemed to be um, at its most peaceful place. And I started realizing how when I shared it, there was a very real excitement for it. People could relate to the pictures, even though they were abstract. It was interesting watching people find things in the art, whether it was there intentionally or not. And so I honored what my heart was asking me to do, and that was to create light in the form of paintings and that I can share with the world. So I'm going to go ahead and start the show and go through what I have to offer tonight. And I'm going to begin with art that is print only, meaning there's never going to be an option for a canvas because it was unless you order it on the site. But for me, it's they're always prints. So the first one, which is actually one of my favorites, is called "Let It Go, Girl," and this is an actual print. This print is actually collage as well as acrylic paint, and the girl was drawn in black charcoal, so you would see some of the lines kind of moved with the application of water or paint. She's absolutely beautiful to me because she speaks to a lot of women, girls, and a lot of people. When we have to give ourselves permission to let some things go. And she actually started out on a loose sheet of paper, and those words didn't come to me until I was really, really looking at how peaceful she looked, even with her eyes closed. And I had a lot of conversation around this piece, and which is why I'm offering it as a print. So that's number one. Let It Go, Girl. Alrighty, number two is also a it's on paper, and it's very it's abstract. And before I go ahead, I want to speak real quickly about abstract because I don't want to make the assumption that we all know what abstract is. So abstract art really is just art drawn in a way that is not realistic. So for example, this girl with the butterfly wings behind me is abstract in that it's not realistic. You don't look at it and it looks like a portrait or anything like that, or a photograph. And the other picture with these organic shapes, that's more abstract because it's not representing anything necessarily. So I paint in abstract and also abstract expressionless, which means some of the paintings have a lot of movement and is expressive of maybe what I was feeling or thinking at that time, but certainly the viewer may receive something totally different, which is also beautiful. So with this one, it's a collage, but it's molding paste, which means it's a hard surface, if you can hear that. Beautiful, non-descriptive with the face, and she's labeled that girl. So that girl, when I say that, that means whatever it is that you receive from that. That girl. The colors are really primary colors. It's like blues, yellows, oranges, and reds in different shades. And you will find this one on the site as a print only option. Hope you guys are settling in. Trying to close some of my applications before we have an issue. Alrighty. There we are. Alrighty, let's get going. So now we're getting to the canvases. I am showing you the canvases because it is the canvases that the art is going to be printed from. So on the website, when you go to the website, you will see an option that says shop art, and then you will see a tab that says books. If you're on the website and it says shop art and you click, it's going to give you an option of printable prints and merchandise or bestsellers. That's where you will go if you were interested in getting any prints for tonight. If you want them, the prints before Christmas guaranteed, then you would need to inbox me the information and I can get the prints to you. If you want to order them and the Christmas rush is not an issue for you, then you can absolutely order that on the site. Alrighty. The next one is Listen to Your Heart. I love this painting. Okay. My painting style is that most of my paintings have lots of layers, and you are only privy to them, once you get kind of close to it and you're studying it and you step back and you see one thing, you step to the side and you see another thing. But with this, it really just started out with me just adding paint and layers and layers and layers and double loading the brush, putting two colors of paint on one brush at a time, and just letting the paint go where it wanted to go. But once I began to add this magenta and these pinks, something else was coming out of it, and so I really just put the paint on in the center, and then as I continued to add in the teals and blues, and kind of abstracted the art out of all of this. But if you look closer, you can see oranges and yellows and a whole lot of other colors. This is Listen to Your Heart. It's important, the title is, but when I think about the layers that are involved in here, and many times that we are going through things or just thinking about things, it's never just the surface of a thing that we have to deal with, and that's where this name comes from, is to listen to your heart. Even though the decision may not be simple, it may not be easy, but listen and trust your heart. This original canvas, and the canvases are going to be going on offered to the public in a couple of weeks. So if you're interested, this is a 16 by 20. Listen to your heart. Alrighty, so give me a moment, check messages, see what's really going on. Hi. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Sarah Valerie. Hey, Grier. How you doing? Thanks always for your support. Glad that everyone is here. I'm excited too. Yes. Yes, Wanda, that girl, right? Alrighty. This one. I have it as number 4. I love all of them, so I'm going to keep saying this, but I love this. I really do. This is called Dancing with Butterflies. And it's so interesting that I know 5 names for this. Just as I was creating with it, um I don't know. It's I'm going to show it up really closely so you can see some of the details. If I do it this way. My I love butterflies. Like absolutely love butterflies. And that's what this reminds me of, the freedom in which butterflies kind of come and kind of go, and the transformation that's involved with the I mean the whole story. Like I love butterflies. And it's interesting, as many colors as I use with this, my favorite butterflies are white. And that's a whole nother show, so we won't get into that, but I just love white butterflies. But the movement of this reminded me of the freedom of butterflies. And if I could just share a moment, um, when I think about dancing with butterflies, I think about little girls who skip. Like it's something in the skipping and in the movement that reminds me of the innocence of being a little girl. And so this one is pretty large. It is an 18 by 24 on the site. All of these artworks that I'm showing to you, you can get them in any range, probably from a 9, no, a 10 by 13 or 11 by 14, all the way up to some of them are available in 30 by 36 or 40 by 36, depending on what your option or what your desire is. So even though I may have them the original in a particular size, if you want to order them in a different size, that option is available on the site. So I have this system in which I'm grabbing the art and then I'm putting it over to the side, so it's all worked in my head. So I'm planning for it to work tonight. So just be patient with me as I move it. You know, if I have to get up, I will be back. Okay. Alrighty. The next one. Ah, this is 18 by 20 as well. And it's called Finding My Way. Again, notice the layers. Um, I know a lot of artists, I mean, have asked why, to me, why all the layers is it's almost like it's wasted. You know, you can't really see it on when you first look at it, and so why is it there? But for me, it's just a process. It's a process of almost like excavating. I'm just gonna do this and dig and move and take off and add back until it says to me, I'm good. I think we good. You can move on. But with this one, it was like a lot of meandering movements and strokes and shapes, and um, certainly finding your way to whatever your journey takes you. For me, it was healing. It wasn't a straight, easy, uh, uninterrupted path. And when I look back over all of that, and even when I listen to the stories of other people, when we take that moment, we can still find beauty even when we were on the path, even when you got off the path and got back on. That's what this is. It's just all connected, and hopefully for all of us, you're able to find your way. All right, the next one is one of my favorite. This was the giveaway for the website giveaway, and it's also tonight's giveaway. So this is called The Journey. The Journey. I love this because um, the the values in it, the darks to the lights, the particularly that blue in the background kind of represents almost like the sky, and how wherever we think or you feel God is. I know oftentimes when we think about prayer, we often, we do this or we look up or, but it's almost like a covering for your journey. So if you want to be entered in the giveaway for tonight for the journey painting, I'm sorry, it's a print for the journey print, then head over right now to the website, which is www.yolandagrier, yolandagrierart.com. Once you're there, a pop-up is going to come up for you to subscribe either to the site or to the newsletter. And by doing so, you'll be able to keep up with what's going on with the art, what's going on with the books, where I will be vending, sales, promotions, giveaways, and special offerings just to individuals who subscribe to the site. So head on over. I'll be able to look at it as soon as the live ends to Yolanda Grier, art.com, so you can be included in the giveaway. Alrighty. Alright. We have this is a 16 by 20, and it's called Beautiful Rhythm. One of the reasons that I named it Beautiful Rhythm is it has to do a lot with how we show up in life. And a lot of times people will comment about how different someone is, or how different the sister differently she shows up, or how we all are not the same, which I think is just a beautiful thing. And so for people who are close to me know that I show up, a little uh a little creatively, and for some it's different. But for me, it's a different rhythm that's beautiful, and that's all of us. And if we can all just enjoy one another's differences, and embrace how we all show up in the world in each one of us rhythm, what a beautiful world. So with this, I want to encourage you, whatever your rhythm is, however you show up in the world or even in your life, and to embrace that. And you too embrace your beautiful rhythm. Alrighty, alrighty. If you've seen any of my previous lives, you would have seen this painting. And This one, I'm going to give you a number for it. It's the number 8 of the ones that I'm showing tonight. And it's called Quiet Strength. This is not yet on the website. It will be in the next couple of days. But it will be available in prints as well, from 10 by 13 or 11 by 14 up until probably 36 by 36. Quiet Strength. Quiet Strength reminds me of um, whether as a wife, sibling, a daughter, or a mother, but the strength we have to pour from sometimes to take care of the ones that we have been entrusted to take care of, to pray hard, to go hard. And sometimes we have to do it in a way where it's not obvious. It's not, the world doesn't know, but we got to stay true to the path and true to the calling that God has asked us to do, and that's what this is for me. Again, there's that blue background that represents the covering of it all, and even in the moments in where we don't have the answers to things, and we're sitting and we're calm and we're just waiting, just know, even in your quietness, even when you have no words, there is strength. And because there is strength, this one is strength for the journey. This is a 16 by 20. Alrighty. So far, we've shown, I think, 9. Go ahead and put in the chat which one did you enjoy? Have you enjoyed so far, or which one spoke to you, or were there any words that come to you, or thoughts or feelings of any of them? The Let It Go girl, that girl, Listen to Your Heart, Dancing with Butterflies, Finding My Way, The Journey, Beautiful Rhythm, Quiet Strength, and Strength for the Journey. Be sure to head over to the website, YolandaGrierArt.com. Once the pop-up comes up, then put in your information, and you'll be added to the newsletter and be among the ones who know what's coming out first. I'm working on a series now. I am so excited about it, and it's gonna the name of it is gonna be released soon. But for now, we're gonna enjoy what we have here. I'm so excited about this journey, and thank you so much for joining me. All right, Sarah Valerie, yeah, the butterfly. Yes, my favorite, makes my heart warm. Thank you guys for being here. Alrighty. This one, I was reading a book, As a Man Thinketh, and of course, his the title is from the scripture that speaks of that. And it was talking about, how we can change our life, change our words, change how we show up, of course, by what we think. And of course, what we think is certainly going to manifest itself in our lives. But I came across verbiage in this book. This book was written in like 1942 or something like that. But it said to increase your lifted thoughts. And lifted thoughts are just good thoughts, great thoughts about yourself, positive thoughts about yourself. And once I finished this next painting, that's what I thought about. It just looking at the vibrancy of it. And so we titled it Lifted Thoughts, positive, showing up great in your own life, sharing that same greatness with someone else, encouraging someone else, encouraging yourself, lifting your thoughts so that they're not burdensome and negative. And so once we lift our thoughts, we create a whole different world for ourselves. So that's what this is. It's a lot of movement. Alrighty. That was also 16 by 20. Let's see. The next one. This one is called Beyond Words. What's interesting about the movement of this particular art painting is the movement is probably here. The rhythm is in the corner here and here, where you see the small brush strokes. And my favorite all-time shape ever is the circle, and I love concentric circles. But beyond words is just really about being able to express something, any emotion or any thought or feeling beyond the words that we use. I've always loved those two words together, and in my head back in the 80s, my first book was going to be Beyond Words. When I thought, I was like, one day I'm gonna write, it's gonna be Beyond Words. And I thought one day I'm gonna have a company, it's gonna be Beyond Words. So this is before the internet as we know it now. So I remember researching it at the library and realized there's a whole international company somewhere whose name is Beyond Words. I was like, okay. But yet that's all that has always stood out for me, Beyond Words. And when I created this painting, and there are it's so much under painting in here. Sometimes I write on the canvas or write words or blessings or whatever on the canvas and paint over them. But in that case, it's beyond all of that. It's still expressive, and it says to you whatever you receive from that. But it's beyond words. All right. Number 12. This is called Dreaming. Um, I know people who love me and have been around me most of my life. No, I am a card carrying certified um, stamp every night. I mean, I am a dreamer. And I always imagined or dreamed about what my life would look like doing something that I love. But before this journey, I couldn't figure out what that was. What I did know is that other thing was not it. And because all paths are great, the path that I was on and blessed with still allowed me to help provide for me and my family. But my gift was a creative one. And God put enough people in my path to nudge me to where I was supposed to be this time in my life. And so I think about all the times I was dreaming about what that would look like. What do these colors mean? And I didn't have a word for it. So I want to encourage you to continue to dream, to continue to imagine that your life is going to show up just like you dreamed it. So this is dreaming. This is 18 by 24. It's called Have Faith. And we all need a little or a whole lot of faith for things that are happening in our lives or not. Um, I think the Bible says faith of mustard seed. But this is larger than a mustard seed. And in this boldness, it's just reminding us just to have faith. For whatever we're believing for, have faith. All right. This painting is called Possibilities. Oftentimes we have um, something we have to do or even a dream that we're pursuing. And we don't explore all possibilities. It's almost as if we explore the ones that seem certain, right? Possibilities. Alrighty. Another one of my favorites. Joy in the morning. Joy, joy, joy in the morning. I think when I say joy in the morning, I don't want to speak too much on that. I think that means something different for all of us. But the yellows reminded me of just sunshine coming up in the morning, and then this friction reminded me of sometimes the tears that can be shed and that we leave on the pillows at night, and we um, just hoping for a better tomorrow and praying for a better tomorrow. And literally, um, great things can happen when we just lay our heads, get some rest, and then just let God be God. And then there's joy in the morning. This is a 16 by 20 as well. Alrighty. Hope you guys are enjoying the art. We have looked at 15 pieces of art. 15. Alrighty. So I want to share with you my two books that I wrote. The first one is called Heart in Pieces Made Whole. You can also find this book on the website. This book is a poetic journey from trauma and abuse to healing and forgiveness, and it consists of poems that chronicles my life from going through and dealing with abuse, dealing with the afterfall of the emotional turmoil of living through trying to figure it out over my life, and then dealing with forgiveness, forgiving finally for real, and at the end of that receiving healing. So this book has the poems. It also has journal reflections in which you can read after each chapter and kind of add your thoughts to the book. The second book is called The Other Side of Whole. This is a creative healing through poetry. So this book chronicles my life and feelings after I have figured out that through creativity, God is giving me a way to make my healing tangible. And it's also giving me a way to help others on their journey to healing and wholeness as well. On the website, you will find these two books. And you will find this journal, which is The Other Side of Whole. It is a line journal, blank journal, which means there are no prompts to this journal. The prompts are in the book. It is lined. The back is blank, is black with just the bio, and then the front of the journal reflects the name of the companion book, The Other Side of Whole. Alrighty. So, as a giveaway again for tonight, I will be giving away a copy of The Other Side of Whole. And I'm going to pull from my subscriber list. So go ahead and go over to the website, which is YolandaGrierArt.com. And be sure to subscribe to the newsletter. It's going to send me an email to let me know that you did that and what time. And then I will be able to pull from the random selector that I have online, and it's going to pull the names for the winners tonight. I have one other journal that I will also include in the giveaway. This is an abstracted, I don't know, I can still see that ring. Hope you can see that. So it began as a piece of abstract art. And as I was looking at it, I actually abstracted this lady who is worshiping in a way that it actually captured my eye. That's not what I was painting. I was just painting abstractly. And when I was looking at it, I can see this figure inside this painting. And so I decided to put it as a cover of a journal. And tonight it's going to be part of the giveaway. So it too is lined. no prompts, and will be available as well on the site. Currently, this journal is on Amazon, but I'm going to add it to the website, YolandaGrierArt.com. Alrighty, so we have about 5 more. We're going to go kind of quickly. These are smaller, meaning they are 11 by 14. This one is called Joy. Lots of colors, lots of movement, lots of rhythm. I remember that night when I was painting this and I was just in a rhythm, and I was, thinking about life and how it showed up for me, and um the the rhythms and the brush strokes in here. You can see I use a kind of feather brush, and it gives this very, very delightful rhythm of colors and streaks. Love, love, love it. So much so that there is a second one. This is called More Joy. The colors are slightly different. You can see the texture of the paint. Love, love, love. So we have joy and more joy. Those again are 11 by 14. This one is another of my favorites called Discovery. This is an 11 by 14 as well. Title is All Connected. Sometimes we think about things that go on in our lives or things that happen to us in our youth, and things that happen to us later on, and we kind of disconnect it. But I think we've lived long enough to know just how very connected all of those experiences are. Even the people in our lives, how some of the things we experience with people in our lives, whether while we were in our youth, while we were young adults, and now as adults, that if we sit still long enough, and it's like, wow, when I think back and see how it's just kind of interwoven into the fabric of our lives, that's what this painting represents. And then the last of the canvases is the original for the book, The Other Side of Whole. This is an 11 by 14, but it's actually available as a print only on the website. So we're at the end of showing art for now. I wanted to go over real briefly about what's available on the website. Thank you so much, first of all, for being here. Thank you so much for your encouragement. Thank you so much for your comments, and just being here, and watching me navigate through moving, art, and trying to make sure that it's as engaging and interesting as possible. So I thank you if you're still here. Thank you if you had to leave. Thank you if you're gonna watch the replay. I am extremely grateful for just you stopping to hang out with me. On the website, when you go to shop art and you go to any particular art that you're interested in, it's going to bring up options for you. And there are, I'm so serious, there are almost 100 different options I could have chosen from to select art, but that creates a lot of tension and questions. And so based on what my research shows will actually move the art, I narrowed it down to 5 or 6 different um, ways you can get the art. So one of them would be paper. You shouldn't see 5 different types of paper to choose from to order an art print. So you may see a soft or smooth paper, and so you would select your paper first, or your substrate, or what do you want the art on? Do you want it on paper? Do you want it on wood? And or do you want it on metal? Like, I'm gonna show you an example of a metal piece. I am in love with this right here. Okay, I'm gonna let you hear it. There's a lot of light going on here, but I wish you could. I think you get it, like, beautiful on the back. It you would choose when you're ordering it, if you choose this metal, if you want the hardware in order to hang it. But this right here makes my heart sing. This print is called Happy Dance. It's actually on the website as well. I'm going to be offering more things from the website, but I have a couple of printers that I'm working with, and I certainly needed to see the merchandise before I offered it. And so this is a canvas that you can get from the website. This one is from the Joy, and of course you just saw the original, but this is an actual print, but it's a canvas print, also with the hardware. Beautiful. It's not very, very heavy. The colors, amazing. The colors match the art. So if you wanted to order a canvas print from our website, trust me, you'll be getting art that looks like the original. Wonderful. On the website also, which is one of my favorites, for every single canvas that I've shown you that's on the website, you will be able to order if you choose. Hopefully you do. Greeting cards. Like, as small as this is, this makes me happy. Like, my art, let's wrap my head around this. That's all of us do. It's on a greeting card. Man, listen. That's what everybody's dream, I think, growing up, right? So this one is the journey. On the back of the card, you will see the Yolanda with the heart, because, you know, the name of the art at the bottom, and then I'm doing this wrong. Yeah. So if you want to order a set of greeting cards for any of the art, that's available. And it will also, you may have an option to order a print with a border. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is a print with a border. And then this is a print without the border. And the only other option would be if you order a print and you want it to have a mat. So most of us, of course, know what that is, but I wanted to show you So if this is the print and this is the mat board, then you can order the print with the mat. So it's a print with the mat. This is a print without a border, and then the print with a border. So hopefully that's not a lot of choices. Certainly, if you find it confusing, please send me an inbox and I can walk you through it. I'm still excited about where Yolanda Grier art is going to be going. Hopefully, as the art grows and it gets larger, I will be able to have a more intimate showing, perhaps on Zoom, because we're still in a whole pandemic. But it will allow you to ask, questions, and I can see you, and as well as you can see me all at the same time. I would love that. I'm trying to go over that in my head. And so I'm going to show you two more pieces of art, and then we're going to be done. Is it two? It's three. This is abstract as well. This is watercolor. And then these two. This is actually art on paper, whereas the others were art on canvases. Alrighty. So we are done for tonight in that we've gone through and shown some art. Hopefully, you have seen something that you like, something that you love, something that you want to enjoy. And I am so excited that you are here. Thank you, Leslie, for being here. The Explore the Possibilities. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, Wanda, we were talking about joy in the morning earlier. So I'm glad that spoke to you. I appreciate the compliment for the titles, Leslie. I appreciate that. I I thought about just leaving them as numbers. None of that felt right. um, but I certainly, when you get yours, you can name it whatever you want, right? Right. Well, I just say I want them all of them, like right now. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sarah, for the compliment of the insightful titles. I appreciate that. Oh yes, and this medal. Oh my. Listen, I was thinking, had I known, I would have ordered one for myself that was larger. What I wanted to do is, before I sent people to any particular printer for me, I wanted to order everything and look at it. I was like, that's probably not practical. So let me just order one of a particular offering. But that metal, it is classic horror. I'm so in love with that. Like, wow. Let's see. I see a lot of people love the possibilities. Love, love, love. Hi. Hey Pam, what's up? K Town in the house. Unique and introspective. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Grier, for sharing in my excitement and bearing with me as I was moving and moving and moving today. Like, what is this supposed to look like? Why is this not working? And I want to encourage anyone who's going to do or just follow your dream, or you just have to do a thing, just to trust yourself. Um, what I do know is, in my head and in my mind, I didn't have everything that I thought I should have to show up tonight. And I was having a conversation with someone today who just loves me. Like she loves me. She was like, "You are absolutely more than ready right now." I was like, "You okay?" We all need encouragement, and I just want to encourage you to follow your dreams, to push through, to explore the possibilities, to skip and dance with the butterflies, to do all of that and live a life pleasing to God and pleasing to you. So, thank you once again for being here. Remember to head over to the site, and that's Yolanda Grier art.com. The pop up is going to come up, and you put your information in, and you will be privy to any private shows, any discounts, additional discounts. There's one that's flashing on the website right now for supporting small shops. And so I want to encourage you to purchase art from live artists, because the others, thank you so much for being here. God bless you, your families, and your night. Thank you so much.